all that money and hair still looks a mess. Oh, you should have got a weave, a facelift, and a body makeover. Mm-mm. You should have bought bigger sizes so that they fit better. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Jackie Ina did, and she's worth millions. Yet somehow you think you're above. So, okay. What did she do to make y'all this mad? So I've seen a plethora of videos stating that all of us look the same. We have the same hair, we do the same makeup, we wear the same clothes, we have the same apartment, we have the same accent apparently, the same everything. And although I will admit there is some validity to that, I do think that that's kind of a disingenuous take when we take into account these algorithms that, we kind of put together ourselves. And so in this video, we're going to be talking about aesthetics, the expectations of aesthetics, and the cost of not fitting into whatever aesthetic people think that you should be in. But before we get into that, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Without further ado, let's get into the video. First things first, what is an aesthetic? I know you guys know what an aesthetic is, but I do want to have a definition to refer to in this video. And so aesthetics are an avenue for people to express themselves, find a sense of community, as well as communicate certain things about themselves without the use of words. In recent years, we've seen the clean girl aesthetic with the slick back buns, the French tip nails, and the very natural makeup. On the flip side, we've also seen the baddie aesthetic with the long lashes, the long nails, and the clothes that accentuate the curves, okay? Even though, according to Pretty Little Thing and some parts of TikTok, the baddie aesthetic might be dead and conservatism might be in. We're not gonna get into that in this video. Moving on. For the ultra girly girls, we have the coquette aesthetic with their pink, and more pink with some lace sprinkled on top. My humble opinion, I do think the coquette girlies are just the pretty princesses. They're so cute. There's a prepackaged aesthetic for pretty much everyone, and every aesthetic inadvertently communicates certain things about that person, such as the type of lifestyle that that person may live. Because of course, as humans, subconsciously we make assumptions based on people's appearance, our personal bias, stereotypes, and societal norms. We're subconsciously wired like that. It's nothing to be ashamed of. So if you want to be seen as like a soft, pretty princess, you could go for the cottagecore aesthetic. And if you want to be seen as, oh, this girl has it all together, like this girl came from money, you can go for the old money aesthetic. There is simply an aesthetic for everybody. Personally, I do think that looking through different aesthetics as you scroll through TikTok, Instagram, I think it's a lot of fun. You can pick up different little tidbits from each aesthetic and really make it your own, which I think is fun, and it can even help you develop your personal style. I have nothing against that. However, one of the issues is that the most extreme representation of whatever aesthetic you're looking at, that's what's being pushed. That's what gets the clicks, that's what gets the views, and it can really skew how you see everyday people. Everyday people who may be living the lifestyle that that aesthetic is portraying, but they look nothing like that. My thing is, just like how Fashion Nova dresses don't come with the body, aesthetics do not come with the lifestyle. The lifestyle is sold separately. And I feel like this concept is really getting people messed up, especially in these social media comment sections. With that being said, let's get into the inspo for this video, which is a luxury TikToker named Dev Walker. Dev Walker is just a beautiful, unapologetic Black woman who wants to post her luxury goods, okay? She posts things like luxury unboxings, she does vlogs, she does travel tips, travel vlogs. Her content is very aspirational. But while we're on the topic of luxury unboxings, I wanna give a huge thanks to the sponsor of this video, Teddy Blake. Thank you so much for sending me this beautiful bag. Guys, meet Kimmy, aka the Kim Stampado bag. I have her here in the color light cream. And let me tell you, I went out last weekend with my husband, wore her out, and girl, I got so many compliments. If you've ever dreamed of owning a luxury piece without the insane price tag, Teddy Blake might be for you. Teddy Blake bags are designed by Italian craftsmen from major fashion houses, and every design feels unique, new, and fresh. They have a design for any aesthetic you're going for, okay? Each bag is crafted in Italy using premium leather, as well as being dyed and treated to withstand the test of time and maintain the luxurious look. Teddy Blake is luxury for you. They cut out the extra $1,000 to $2,000 you would pay just for a name and kept the quality exactly where it should be. So if you're in the market for your next bag, this may be your sign. I'll have the link in my description box. And when you find a bag you love, be sure to use my code Sonya10 for an extra 10% off. Okay, back to the video. So from what I see, Dev has actually been posting since 2020. But what prompted this video was a TikTok she did doing a luxury jewelry haul.
$30,000. Is it worth it? I've had these pieces for a little over 3 years. Let's get into it. First up is the Tiffany T Square bracelet. When I bought this one, I paid $5,300, which was already crazy. I chose this bracelet over the very popular Cartier Love because I don't really see anybody with this. Currently, it retails for a whopping $8,100. Would I pay that today? Absolutely not. In the middle, we have the Tiffany T Narrow Hinge bracelet. When I bought this, it was $3,800. Now it retails for $4,975, so it's only about a 30% price increase. To me, this is just too subtle, and I only like it as a stack. So I probably wouldn't buy this again. The Van Cleef Vintage Alhambra bracelet in the color agate is truly a conversation starter. I love this pop of color, especially on dark skin. And she only increased by $300 in the last 3 years. I can get with that. Getting into the rings, first up, the Cartier Juste un Clou. She is a classic. I love her by herself, and she plays well with others. Did I buy 2 of the same rings? Yes, I did. But that's my business, like Tabitha say. All of these together retail for just under $30,000 compared to $20,000 3 years ago. Let me know what you think. Bye.
But the thing is, that video prompted some really negative comments.
These comments prove not only do a lot of you hate black women, but you also think only one type of black woman should have nice things. Let's talk about it. The aesthetic of what luxury should look like has a lot of you all in a chokehold. You're burning inside because I don't fit the aesthetic that you think luxury should look like. Is it because I'm not a size 4? Is it because I'm wearing my type 4 natural hair and not the loose European wave that you're used to? Or is it because I don't wear Lululemon and French press-ons? Clock it. If my rings were too small, I wouldn't be able to do this. They wouldn't be able to come on and off so easily. If my bracelets were too small, I wouldn't be able to do this. This is why we love black girl luxury, because a lot of you are only used to seeing it one way and it shows. Every person who made negative comments about my appearance has yet to name one piece of jewelry that they own. My God, today. Talking about everything under the sun on that post except for jewelry is already crazy. But trying to create beef between me and Jackie is psychological warfare. Same exact people who bash Jackie for going to a jeweler are the same people bashing me for going to the brand. I completely understand that the word influencer is a fairly new term, and my biggest flex is nobody can ever say that I'm trying to be like somebody I saw on TV or that I'm trying to follow some internet trend. Anybody who really knows me will tell you that I've been this girl. I've been had these things. I didn't grow up poor. I also hold 3 college degrees, one of which is a master's in finance. I am not new to this. The moral of the story, don't see this influencer stuff and forget who the hell I am.
People even tried to compare and contrast Dev with other black women that they deemed fit the luxury aesthetic.
But the consensus is you do have to be a certain type of person to get into a lot of shows, and specifically a specific type of black person, right, to get into shows. So that was like...
This is such a strange take. Janae Naylor is one of my favorite content creators. I follow her on every single platform, and I love the fact that she did this interview because she literally confirmed everything that I said in my video a few weeks back. I'm not sure why so many people are missing the mark. Maybe it's because it's coming from me, but she's literally saying the same exact thing. A specific type of black person. And according to her, it's not her. And it damn sure ain't me. And because I follow both Jackie and Janae on every single platform, I actually see the comments that they get. I know that we've seen some of the nastiest think pieces that people have said about Jackie on this app, so I'm not even going to get into that. And I know y'all are not going to sit here and forget, like we have not seen people literally compare Jackie's appearance to that of zoo animals. I'm not even trying to be funny or shady or mean, but what do y'all be thinking about when y'all write stuff like this? Really hate that so many people have learned the word aesthetic because you just throw it around way too much, because luxury is not an aesthetic, it is a lifestyle. Myself, Jackie, and Janae are a lot more alike than we are different. Before I even downloaded any of these applications, before I even started talking to a camera, understand I already was bringing in six figures. I already had a luxury car. I already was buying luxury items before content creation was even a thought for me. I didn't think I needed to say that, but here we are. Black women are not a monolith. We don't all speak the same. We don't all act the same. We don't all like the same things. If I'm not mistaken, Janae is from the DMV, Jackie is from California, I'm from New York City. So yes, we will speak differently. But to think that dictates what I should or should not have or what I don't present, it's just a little wild to say, you know? So whether you think that I don't look a certain way or I don't look like I should have these things compared to others that do, that is absolutely fine, but it doesn't change reality.
But I saw a video from months ago. I don't know why this is just not coming across my timeline, but it's basically this girl doing a jewelry haul. She looks like me. She's a Black girl. She looks like me. And she's doing a jewelry haul, really cute girl. And the comments is flooded with people telling her, your stuff must be fake. You don't fit a luxury aesthetic. Why are you looking a mess? You need to lose weight. You need to da 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 da. And then my name gets brought up in the comments. First of all, don't mention me. Don't mention me. It's a bunch of people saying, why do you spend all that money on your jewelry and you look like that? So then she responds and she's like, why would you automatically think that my jewelry's fake because of the way that I look? Like, hello? And people are like, well, look at how you look. So my name gets referenced several times in the comments. And a lot of people are saying, well, if you want to fit in, you need to look like a girl like Jackie or like Janae. And it tells me that there's a lot of people, and I've been feeling like this for a minute. There's a lot of people who know who I am, but have no idea what it took for me to get there, because the stuff that they're telling her about not fitting the aesthetic is the exact same things people used to tell me, which is crazy. Why are we repeating history? And first of all, I'm confused. Since when have Black women not stepped into every space in every industry and created the aesthetic? I'm so confused. Why are we working backwards? But aside from that, to know me is to know what you're telling this girl about having to conform is quite literally the exact opposite of why my platform exists. This is the exact opposite of what I would tell women who look like me for years. You don't have to be like everybody else. You don't have to look like everybody else. They will make room. If they're not making room, make your own space. I hate when people use me as the litmus test of like what the bar is, because like, babe, the bar didn't exist for me either. What do you mean? I created the bar and I left the door open so that like nobody else had to go through that. What are y'all doing? Stop it. And it wasn't just me. I'm gonna make one thing very clear. I was not the only person doing this. No. But was I the loudest? Yeah. For a long time, was I the one with the biggest platform? Yeah. So, all of that work was not done for nothing, guys. Okay? Let's stop reinforcing systems and stereotypes that we didn't create. Why are we enforcing them? Natural hair is not unkept, okay? Your edges don't always have to look perfect. You don't have to be light to be beautiful. You can show up as yourself unapologetically and still make something of yourself. I've done it. I'm living proof. If you weren't there, that's okay. But don't reference me. If you weren't with me shooting in the gym, don't do that. You weren't there, babe. And I'm just not gonna audition for a new generation of strangers. Like if you wasn't there, that's fine, but it's kind of on you to like do your research. At least speak truthfully. Leave these girls alone and stop patronizing people who look like you. The ones who are just showing up being themselves. Apparently nowadays, that's a very radical thing to do. The average person cannot even turn on their camera and show up as themselves. And also the real tea is like, if you want to clock someone's tea, like at least for me personally, you need to look better than me. I'm just saying like, you need to kind of like be out eating me. And if you are out eating me, you actually wouldn't even have to tell me. I'm already going to be taking notes.
And it's just so disappointing to see that these comments are mostly from Black women. Because my thing is, if you like luxury content, especially like the Black girl luxury content, would you not want to see it from Black women who look different, are different sizes, have different aesthetics, have, you know, all like to show that, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. It's supposed to be aspirational. But the thing is, because you don't like this woman's aesthetic, you're coming into her comment section as if she's not worthy of the things that she worked hard to afford. Y'all are coming here worried about if she has on a lace front or not. Girls are saying, I want to see black girls and black women in luxury, but not if they look like that. They absolutely have to look like what I imagined in my head or what I see on my algorithm, because that's how all the other ones look like, because it's your algorithm, and the algorithm is feeding you things that you're already gonna like that are similar to what you liked last week and the week before. Anyways, getting off topic. Do y'all want people to look the same or not? We get a woman who doesn't fit into, the standard mold, and it's, oh no, your stuff has to be fake. Oh no. And y'all not asking the golden question, ma'am, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm trying to get like you. But don't worry, not everybody is a hater. Someone did ask the golden question.
Spend a day with me as I answer one of my most popular questions. What do I do for a living? To be honest, it really depends on who's asking. I'm realizing this question, especially in places of business, cough, employees in luxury stores, cough, people after they realize I'm flying business class, or when they see my jewelry stack, hello. I think they like to ask this question so they can choose where to rank you in their imaginary societal hierarchy, which pretty much determines how much they'll respect you. For these people, my answer varies. I can be a government-trained assassin, a high-class escort, or I say nothing. No, literally, like, for a living, I do nothing. But if one of the girls are asking, like right here, right now, my name is Dev Walker and I'm a travel influencer and content creator. I've worked with brands like Delta, AT&T, Google, and Hulu, just to name a few. Before that, I was a risk analyst at an investment bank you might know by the name of JP Morgan Chase. I bet on myself in 2019 after being laid off and haven't looked back since. It's night and day going from a career where nobody cares about what you're doing to a career where everybody cares about what you're doing. So when I feel like it, I do, and when I don't feel like it, I don't. And that's on JT.
I don't know what's in the water or what it is, but on social media in general, and you can see it in Instagram comments, just pick any Instagram reel. The comments are absolutely dumpster fire. Like, there's a real bullying culture on social media.
It's really crazy because everybody's like, why don't people want to be themselves, be you? It's like this generation, everybody want to be a bully. We bully for somebody for the way they look, the way they talk, how they dress, how they act, the type of music that they listen to. This is why nobody can be themselves. Because everybody want to be a big ass bully on the internet, but not be a bully in real life.
It makes me think of just Arrested Development. When I say Arrested Development, I am being very dramatic. But basically, what Arrested Development is: complex psychological phenomenon with deep roots in childhood experiences, overprotective or neglectful parents, and trauma. It manifests in adulthood through emotional immaturity, difficulty maintaining relationships, avoidance and responsibility, and dependency on others. If I'm looking down, I'm reading off my iPad, okay? Arrested development occurs when childhood trauma disrupts the natural progression of emotional and psychological growth. In response to traumatic experiences, the brain shifts its focus from developmental to survival, triggering the fight or flight response. As a result, the individual may become stuck at a certain emotional age, unable to fully mature and process complex emotions. Again, when I say arrested development, I am being very dramatic. But I do feel like some people get stuck in that middle school, high school way of trying to create relationships or trying to talk to other people. And that can result in going from you're at the middle school lunch table talking to your friends about this girl across the lunchroom, and for some reason this is making y'all bond more, to you being in your corporate job talking about your coworker across the office because you're trying to bond with your other coworkers. And y'all not liking her is the reason that y'all are friends. In my opinion, just creates the most disingenuous and surface level relationships. There's just absolutely no substance to that. This high school, middle school mentality of, oh, if I can fit in enough with these people and other this person out, then, I'm part of the pack. I'm cool. I'm conforming. And then you see someone with something that you want, aka Dev with this luxury lifestyle. Now all of a sudden, all of y'all are mad that you don't have what this person has. And because they look different than what you thought that they should look like, now you're teaming up. You're like, oh my gosh, I hate her. How could you not look how I would look if I had all of that. This is how children communicate. This is not how healed people communicate.
You know something that isn't talked about too much, but has a tremendous impact on our mental health? Bullies. Adulthood has bullies in it. Now, we thought those bullies stayed in middle school, elementary, maybe even high school. But some of those same bullies have grown up to be full-grown adult bullies too. People that have proven they will go out of their way to hurt somebody else with intent to cause emotional pain. Those are the bullies I'm talking about. The ones who will say sharp words intentionally to harm, the ones who will blame, withhold love or resources or items, affection, anything, just to intentionally take the pain that they're feeling from within and put that on somebody else. A bully's self-esteem is often, if not all the time, low. Because you have to be at a place where you don't feel well about self in order to want to intentionally harm somebody else. So what do you do when a bully comes your way? There's a few things you can do. You can confront the bully. Now, I'm not saying you fight the bully like you was back in school. We're not going there. You can confront the bully and have a conversation with the bully and address the issue. Talk about what's really going on. You can ignore the bully, right? That takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage in itself of realizing that's just light afflictions. That's just noise. And I'm not interested in entertaining that. It's always good to have a healthy boundary when it comes to a bully, because we're recognizing that right now in the space that this person is in emotionally or mentally, it's not healthy to have them within my personal space. And then what I'm also want to be clear about placing in here, which should be all the time anyway, is you still got to pray. Because what I'm realizing more and more and more as I mature and grow, as I'm watching other people, the enemy uses people too, right? So the enemy, I had this conversation again last week. I had some good conversations last week where if the enemy knows where we're vulnerable at, the enemy himself is a bully, right? So he uses people and boosts them up to also intentionally swoop in and to do his dirty work. So people are going to try to hit you, touch you, affect you in the areas you're most vulnerable in, right? If I'm insecure about a certain area, if I don't feel strongly about a certain area, if I have a pain point in a certain area, that's where the bully's going to swoop in and try to attack. Because you attack me in the area where I feel, hey, that don't even bother me. But that bully knows where to hit to. So prayer to block those things, prayer to block how it affects us, and prayer to really touch and work through and soothe that wound and that pain point for self so it doesn't affect us anymore. Adulthood, in fact, has bullies in it. The healthy part is when we learn how to address and not work with, but how to address and interact with the bullies. Sometimes that means not interacting at all. When you get this point that people will be intentional about trying to harm you emotionally and mentally, when we get that point of realizing that no longer affects me because I've healed the area you're trying to touch with your words, I've healed the area you're trying to hit me in. When we get to that point, that's when we're boosted to be healthier in our emotional and our mental health. When we realize that no longer aches anymore. And see, I'm going to leave you to deal with your issues on your own. So being able to see the bully where they're at, and you decide for yourself what you need to heal, whether it is healthy confrontation, whether it is ignoring, always praying, and always having healthy and set boundaries.
I have a whole video on like envy and jealousy, but guys, when you feel envy, because it is a human emotion to feel envy and jealousy, when you feel that, that's the time to have a meeting with yourself and ask yourself, what do I feel like I'm lacking? What do I not feel like worthy of? Why is this person having this thing bothering me? What are some heart checks that I need to do? That is not the time to go on projecting all of these things and, oh my gosh, how could you? Like, it's saying a lot more about you than it does about them. Turn that jealousy, turn that envy into inspiration, because you know what? If she did it, that means it's possible. Like, I can figure out a game plan and I can do it too. And that's all that means, I promise. All in all, don't let these aesthetics get y'all messed up, because there are real people out in this real world really having their way. And some of y'all are missing out on valuable information, lessons, just genuine people, because you don't like the package that they're coming in. And I don't like that. Genuine people are so hard to find, and everyone has like their own, you know, special sauce that they can bring to you and that you can bring to them as well. For example, growing up, I've always loved the glam. I was always interested in the makeup and the hair and things like that. Now, if any woman in my life who wasn't that interested in it or isn't that interested in it, if they need something like, oh, can you teach me how to put on a lash? Or, hey, can you do my makeup for this event? Yes, like, you can come to me. I will do it for you. And for me, I am not like an event planner. Like, I am not good at that type of stuff. But you know who is? My sister-in-law. And so I can call her up and be like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And you know what? She's going to help me out. And we don't have the same aesthetic, because who freaking cares? Okay? Who cares? Don't miss out on genuine people and amazing community because you don't like the packaging that they come in. Anyways, that's all I have to say for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please give me a like and even subscribe if you would like to. Hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful night whenever you're watching this. Bye.